boy, did it get chilly.
Didn't it?
Yeah, came out of nowhere.
I mean, if you were looking at the forecast, you saw it coming.
Yeah, but if you weren't, it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, Sunday was
Maybe it came
72.
out of the east. Where did it come from?
Straight out of the north.
Straight out of the north.
Yeah, the old jet stream brought it right out of Canada. Yeah, Sunday was 72. Yesterday, it started around 40 in the morning. Last night, at one point, I saw it was in the teens. We got snow and ice, and school was canceled today.
Yep.
So that's a thing.
Yeah, it needed to be.
Yeah. No, it was...
The roads in Republic were not the best.
I kept telling... Like, my wife asked how my drive in this morning was, and it was an absolute ice rink. Like, but I never had an issue. Like, it wasn't slick.
Right.
Like, there was ice everywhere.
There was a high potential for something to happen.
Oh, yes.
But
it just didn't happen to me.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
I saw one car in the ditch. And that had to happen, like, yesterday.
I saw one in the ditch right outside my neighborhood on my way home from getting the kids yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, goodness. I'm so glad that nothing happened to us.
Yeah.
The three of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the winter weather, I'm just not ready for it. I could use a couple more 60-degree days.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
you really... just tried to combine the two. Be super cool.
Sometimes words are hard. It's Tuesday, okay? It feels like a Monday, right?
Right.
Because we had a long weekend.
Right.
And I can't get words out on Monday.
Yeah. You know, it snowed last year on Veterans Day, too.
Did it really?
Because I had to go pick my kids up early.
Weird.
On my day off. Is the only reason that I remember.
So this is a thing.
2 years in a row now it is.
All right.
But 2 Veterans Days ago, I have pictures on my phone from me hanging up Christmas lights, which is what I like to do on Veterans Day.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in a t-shirt, and it was gorgeous out.
Yeah.
So it's obviously it's super hit or miss.
Yeah.
Sunday was 72.
Yeah. Yeah. Who knows what's going to happen?
Monday it snowed. And stuck. That was the surprising thing to me. Like, normally when it's that hot the day before, you don't get any accumulation.
Yeah, it just goes away.
Yeah.
But it did. It stuck around.
Stuck.
Yeah.
Hey, so I told you, went to my buddy's recently, and he gave me a free bike.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So I thought, hey, since I'm off work, I took it to the bike shop yesterday.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about it. I could do all the work myself, right? But we have this issue currently of finding time for things in our house.
I don't know what would cause that.
And so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take it to the bike shop.
Yeah.
The tires on it were dry rotted. I'm pretty sure I'm the last person that rode the bike, and that was 12. No, not 12. Like 9 or 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And so I was like, it probably needs a new training cassette. Probably. It probably needs new cables, but I don't know. And once all this stuff's put on, because I changed the cassette size, it was super compact in the back.
Really?
Like, each tooth went up by 1, or each cog went up by 1 or 2. The biggest cog was a 24.
Yeah, that's not like...
It's not 21.
Wow. Yeah, that's not like modern bikes.
No. So, anyway, it's a nice tri bike.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a 28 put on it.
Nice.
But it's only a 9-speed.
Yeah.
So there are going to be some big jumps in it. Well, yours is a 9-speed.
Yeah.
It used to be totally normal and fine.
See, now you could put this on. You could make that your Zwift bike if you wanted to.
I could.
Did you ever think of that?
I have thought of that. I am going to spend this amount of money first, and then I'll buy another cassette.
Oh, that's right. What's your current one?
I've got
10?
a 10.
10, yeah.
Yeah, so I need to buy one extra cassette to put on the trainer.
Yeah.
But I wanted it to just easily swap out on the trainer, and because of the different cassette size, that's not going to work, but I am going to ride it on the trainer.
Yeah.
And, it's got aero bars, which I lean over.
That'll be good.
I lean over on my elbows on the trainer now anyway.
Yeah.
Just to...
This you'll have a real...
Yeah, I'll actually have an excuse to do it.
Nice. Well, that's cool. So when will you hear back?
They said that they would probably start working on it Thursday, and it would either be ready Thursday or Friday.
Sick.
Yeah.
Get yourself a tri-bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. You got somebody that just gives you bikes.
Right? So, I officially have 3 bikes, one of each genre.
Yep. Well...
I don't have a cross bike.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
That's fine. You got a mountain bike.
I've got a mountain bike.
You can do cross on mountain.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible.
It's possible.
You might get made fun of, but
maybe.
You know what? If you beat them,
that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
So I've got a nice MGB. I've got a nice road. I've got a nice tri-bike now.
Yeah.
And I paid for 1 out of 3 of them.
That sounds like
a win. That's the way to do it, right?
Yeah. I got 2 bikes, and I paid for both of them.
Dang. That's why you don't have 3.
That's right.
If someone gave you one, you'd have 3.
I'd probably take as many as people want to give me, as long as they're bikes that I want, you know?
Yeah.
So I went on a couple runs this weekend.
Yeah?
To test out the AirPods Pro.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about that. They were good runs. They were nice. It wasn't dogwood. I didn't go run dogwood, which was kind of a little sad, but... kind of nice at the same time. This is your
first year in how many years?
Oh, God, probably 9. At least 9.
So, I told you at the beginning of the year, I'm not running dogwood because I don't want to just run the same trail race every year. Like, I want to run a different one every year.
Yeah.
I want to explore. Two things here. I think, obviously, if I had known in February that it would be 60 degrees over the weekend, I might have.
Yeah.
I also, the year that I did run it, it was the same weekend as the opening weekend of deer season.
Oh, yeah.
And that bummed me out because I had missed like one other time my whole life.
Yeah.
And so that was time number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, it's always on deer, which they had only ran it that time of year one other time.
Yeah.
So far. So you can't really paint with a brush that says always. But anyway, if I'd known it wouldn't be the opening weekend of deer season, and obviously if I were a weather predictor and knew it would be 60 degrees, I might have done it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I missed it a little bit. But I went to Greenway Trail, did a little run, so that was kind of nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a long weekend. I enjoyed it. Got to play around with the AirPods Pro. Watched more Apple TV stuff, which I want to talk about.
Yeah.
And today, on Tuesday, Disney Plus just came out. I've got a short review on that.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about it?
Let's talk about it, but first.
Okay.
This is courtesy of @PleaseBeNice. Me. My bald eagle is sick. I think it needs to be put down. Vet. That's illegal. Me. Yes, I said that. Get it, ill eagle? Welcome back to Lunchtime Tech Talk. I'm Chad.
And I'm Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Hello.
Can I say a short little thing first before we get into like the meat of today's episode?
You can say whatever you want, Chad. This is our podcast.
I guess that's true. I'm so mad.
Uh-oh.
No. It's kind of understandable, but so I have all of my photos backed up on Amazon's Prime photo and video storage.
Uh-huh.
And it's about ready to renew. And I don't know if it's the same time annually for everybody or if this is just when I signed up. But the 100 gig plan is going from $12 to $20. And that's a large percentage. And I'm bummed out.
Can I dive into this?
Yeah.
Just a little bit. I'm just really curious. So, it's not free?
It's unlimited photo free storage.
Okay.
The 100 gigs is for video.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your photos are backing
My
up.
photos are free and whatever, but any videos that I have, that's where the 100 gigs kicks in.
So do you know how much you use right now?
I have no idea.
Okay. That would be kind of a curious thing because, so are you paying for?
Yes.
Okay, and it's how much right now?
It's 12 now, it's going to 20.
How come you don't use iCloud?
Because I don't? I don't know.
So, I know we've talked about this and we don't have to dive too deep into this right now, but for, I think, $4, you and your wife, if you primarily take your photos with your phone, you can do the iCloud family sharing, and you can share that 256 gigs. And it'll back up all your photos and your videos.
I'm currently using 18.
You are way under. So you could pay for the 15 gig plan and split it between you and your wife, and that's like $1. You might already be paying for that. Are you already paying for that?
I don't know.
See, I'm here to save you some monies.
Yeah.
You can back it all up in the iClouds for $1 and $3 or $4 at the most after that. I don't think you'll ever need the 2 terabyte plan. You don't seem like a 2 terabyte kind of photo guy.
Don't think so?
No. Me, I'm insane. I think I've got like 300 and some gigs worth of photos.
Right. I know you have a lot. I had a lot, but somewhere in the process of upgrading phones, I've lost pictures.
Yeah.
This last time when I went to the 10R, I purposely set up the Amazon stuff and backed up all my photos there. And so I have them.
Yeah.
Like from the last time, but like it's weird. I still go to the Amazon photo app or the Apple photo app first to look for something, and I'll go back and I'm like, oh, it's in Amazon.
Yeah.
Like it's further back than what I'm thinking. So anyway.
You gotta make this easier on yourself.
I do.
Just go iCloud.
Can I go back from Amazon to iCloud?
Well, I mean, are all your photos in Amazon on your phone?
No.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
So you just have to see
if I can
Amazon has a way
sync.
to basically sync the photos back to your phone. And if they do, then yeah, anything that you put into your photo album would then go up to iCloud.
Okay.
Save you some monies.
Yeah.
And it would be easier to access. And if you ever switch devices, you don't have to worry about potentially losing any of them.
True.
Because they're saved up in that cloudy cloud thing.
True. So anyway.
Well, that stinks that that's going up. Hopefully the iCloud thing will work for you. If not, maybe they have a cheaper plan if you want to keep using the Amazon thing.
And so when I say 18 gigs, that's only 18 gigs of video.
Yeah.
I've also got all the photos.
Do they have like a 25 or a 50 gig plan?
No, they have 5 for free, and they have 100 that you can pay for.
Oh, it jumps up that quick. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I used it for free and as long as I could.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, you're gonna want those videos because you got all them bitches of your children.
God, they're so darn cute.
And that's what happens. You use those videos, and they know you want them.
They know you want them.
You don't want to lose videos.
No.
So, anyways, that stinks. But on a good note,
maybe I could save some money.
On a good note,
a newt is a type of aquatic lizard.
Yeah. On a good note, you can save some money. So I got my AirPods.
Yes, you did. I told you you'd get them before we recorded again.
You were 100% correct.
I was.
I don't know how you knew this. Maybe you knew Jeff Bezos.
Because either on Thursday or Friday, you were like, they just changed my ship date from between the 15th and 25th.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, you'll get them this weekend.
You'll get them. And I did.
And you did.
I got them. So, quick review of them. What I think of them.
Hold on.
Yep.
First, off the top, since you saved money and got a deal, they are 100% legit Apple AirPods, yes?
100%.
Good deal.
The apples of the AirPods Pro. They are real. Because there are fake ones.
Oh, yes.
There are already.
Those came out quick.
Like a week.
Yeah, the knockoffs.
Yeah. So, real quick, I want to dive into that.
Okay.
So, I don't remember the brand. But if you Google fake AirPod Pros, they'll pop up. There's a couple brands out there now. But the big thing is that this one company is selling them for $100. They're like almost 100% identical.
They actually have the H1 chip.
Yes. The only thing they
look
don't...
the same.
Right. They look the exact same. Same shape, same everything. The guy said the plastic feels a little bit different, but
sure.
Who knows?
Who knows?
But they don't have noise cancellation.
And you said that the sensor, instead of being squeezy, is tappy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So on the AirPods Pro, you can't tap on them like you could with the AirPods 1 and 2.
Right.
You have to squeeze this little...
The stem
nubbin thingy.
So that part of it, is it like... Because on my AirPods, you've got 2 taps and nothing else.
Right.
And like you pre-program what you want it to do.
Mm-hmm.
Is yours, like, can you do 1 squeeze for this, 2 squeezes for this?
Yes.
Or a long squeeze?
Yep. So if you've got them in your ears and you do a single quick squeeze, it does whatever you've programmed that to do. So it could be
so that's your double tap.
The Yo Siri. It could be a pause, play. Yep.
Okay.
Double squeeze real quick, skips forward.
Okay.
A triple squeeze real quick, skips back. Which triple squeezes are really hard. Like even triple clicks are very hard for me to do.
Yeah. Well, because you've double clicked your whole life.
Right.
You gotta
add an extra one. It's like my finger's like, no, don't do it.
No. Careful.
Too many. So, and then a squeeze and hold turns transparency mode on and off.
Oh, nice.
So, with the AirPods Pro, basically, the difference between them is they are more in-ear headphones and they have noise cancellation, which is real interesting. I have never used a pair of headphones that had noise cancellation in them.
Yeah.
And I didn't really understand how it worked, but I knew of the concept.
I've read about the noise cancellation. I academically understand the concept.
Yeah.
I still don't understand it.
Yeah.
Like I don't get how it works. Like your headphone hears a noise and then your headphone plays a sound that somehow offsets that noise. And playing a sound to offset a sound makes zero sense to me. I don't understand how noise wavelengths work and all that stuff, but somehow it works.
Yeah, and these are real interesting because I wanted to take some extreme tests with them.
Yeah.
So
maybe like a 0-turn mower?
Yes. And oddly enough, a weed eater trimmer was probably the most challenging for it.
Sure.
So I put them in my ears the first time, right? I unwrapped them, unboxed them. I'm like, super excited.
Pop.
Put them in my ears, and all the noise that was around me. I was in my garage, so I heard my freezer running, and there's a little bit of wind outside, and the birds were chirping. I put them in, and it just goes...
Yeah.
Like nothing.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest feeling ever. And I wish I would have recorded my daughter, my oldest daughter, putting them in her ears for the first time.
Yeah.
Because as soon as she put them in and they did that noise canceling, her face was just like, oh my gosh, what the heck just happened? It's such a weird feeling.
Yeah.
But the best way for me to describe it is whatever noise is going on around you, no matter if it's just birds chirping or a stream or you walking across grass or you riding on a lawnmower, is if no noise canceling is 100%, noise canceling is between 15 and 25%.
Okay.
So whatever you're hearing, lower that volume down. You can still hear the stuff, but it's not completely dead.
Okay.
Now, the only time that I found that I could not hear other people talking or hear other noises around me is if I was listening to music that has a constant sound and I had it up at a decent volume.
Okay.
But listening to podcasts, watching movies, you can hear, like, basically it puts the audio in the forefront.
Gotcha.
And it puts everything else kind of like a little talking in the background.
Yeah, in the background.
Yeah.
So if you're sitting on the subway and you've got that constant of the train and everybody talking around you, it can just
take
that down.
Takes it down. to where whatever you're listening to, you can really focus on it. What was real interesting is I had the volume at a little over halfway, which was comfortable without any noise going on around me.
I listen at about halfway at my desk.
Yeah. Yeah, so in a normal environment, you're going to listen probably halfway.
Yeah.
And I had turned on noise canceling. Okay, halfway was still good. And then I got on my mower. Mm-hmm. And my mower is extremely loud. I don't know the decibels, but it's like...
But it's big time.
It's so loud whenever you turn it on in the garage. Like, my youngest daughter runs away because she's like, this is ridiculous. Not that she's scared. She's just like, it's too much. This is absurd. This is way too much of a mower, Dad.
Yeah.
And... like, my mom stood there at one point when I started on, and she covered her ears. She's like, holy cow, that thing is loud. And I'm like, this is why I wear ear protection.
Especially when you get, inside the garage where it's just echoing. City. Yeah.
So I started up, and I was like, there's no way this is going to work. I didn't have to change the volume on my AirPods at all. And it lowered it.
That's a big endorsement.
Yeah. It's crazy.
That's a big endorsement.
So
even with my electric mower. Like, I have to turn my volume up quite a bit.
Right. You still have to turn it up because there's noise. It's getting into your ears.
Yeah.
And with these, you wouldn't... your electric mower would basically sound like... here's what I bet you it would sound like. What your wife hears whenever she's standing at the window looking at you mow. That's probably the...
yeah, just real light.
Real light. So...
I definitely don't have to turn them up as loud as I did with a gas mower. But yes. I still have to turn the volume up.
You can use them. Yeah. Where with a gas mower, it'd probably be very challenging.
Right. So I can listen to a podcast with my electric mower. I could not listen to podcasts with my gas mower. I could only listen to music that I already knew the words to. So that I knew where we were in the song. Like, there's just enough of it there.
Yeah.
That I'm like, okay, yeah, I know what's going on.
Which is the crazy thing, because you had to have that music cranked up loud.
Right.
So... what's interesting about this is I tried this with an electric leaf blower, worked perfect with it. I tried it with my pretty decent sized still trimmer and my riding zero turn. And the still trimmer did some weird things because the engine is relatively close to you and it's a 4-stroke, but it's right there. So it's really loud.
You're also constantly changing
the
pitch of it and the loudness of it because of throttling up and letting go and walking to the next tree or whatever. Like, it's a constant
and I would say
your mower is just steady.
Right.
Like, this is the sound it makes.
Right. Yeah. And I would say, too, that the trimmer is a little bit higher pitch.
Sure. Which is gonna...
where the mower's a lower pitch. Still both loud, but...
Right.
So... whenever I started using
versus brrr.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So whenever I started using the trimmer, I started noticing some weird things every once in a while. Like you could almost tell that whatever processor is inside these headphones is trying its hardest. It's like, what the hell are you doing? I've got to drown this out. And so every once in a while, the noise cancellation would almost fade out and it would almost be like transparency mode in one ear and then it would go back in. But
Interesting.
It only did that with the trimmer, and the trimmer was definitely, in my opinion, the most aggressive towards all of it because I was closer to the motor.
Sure.
And it's just a higher pitch. But all in all, I can use these for my mowing and all my yard work, which blew me away because when I first tried them, the noise cancellation, I was like, there's no way this is going to work. There's no way because I can hear little things like me walking around on the grass. I can hear the grass crunching beneath my feet and all that stuff, but it's dynamic.
Yeah.
So the more volume I have outside, the greater the noise cancellation. But I bet you any money that also puts a task on the battery.
Oh, sure.
Because I'm sure that processor is running at full throttle and I don't know how long I would get out of it. But
I have noticed that most, any of the in-ear wireless, fully wireless headphones that have active noise cancellation, they say some amount of battery life, maybe 3.5 hours with noise cancellation on, 5.5 to 6 with it off.
Right.
They give you both. When I was looking at that, the AirPods Pros weren't technically released yet, so they didn't have anything for it. But...
Yeah. Yeah,
But
so
yeah,
they
it was
claim
an
what?
hour plus difference.
It's 30 minutes on the AirPods Pro, which is weird. I don't believe that.
Just a half hour.
Yeah, it was like 4.5 hours with the noise cancellation to 5 hours without the noise cancellation. I think maybe if you're in like the same room, like in the office, it might be that case. But if I'm out like doing yard work in a noisy environment, it's probably going to be under 4 hours.
Sure.
If that processor idea is really what it is.
Sure.
So, but I really like them. They're easy to pop in and out. That's the one thing that I was really worried about. And we had talked about this with the squishy tips, that I was going to have to put them in my ear and like get them just right. But you don't. You can just pop them in and you're good. They pop in and out real easy. The little nubbins on the end are actually kind of challenging to pull off, but you can pull them off.
That way they won't stay in your ear when you pop your headphones out.
That's another thing I was a little worried
Were
about.
you?
Yes. I was like, am I going to have to be like, all right, coworkers, can you come over here with these tweezers and pull this rubber nubbin out of my ear? So
it pops in there pretty good.
Yeah, it's like enough that whenever I first pulled them off, if I wouldn't have watched a YouTube video of somebody doing it, I would have thought I was going to rip that piece of rubber.
Mine's accidentally been glued on.
Yes. Like this is not supposed to be removable. Now here's something interesting. I did the noise test that you said you did with Brandon's. Every single one worked for me. Small, medium, and large. They all worked for me.
Really? Which was the most comfortable?
The medium is definitely comfortable. The small was probably more comfortable, but the large could probably be better for long running and biking activities because the sweat actually loosened them up a little bit to where the noise canceling wasn't working as much because it didn't seal as well. Oh. And so last night I rode for almost 2 hours on Zwift and I started to sweat and I had them in because I was watching my Apple TV and I had to push them back in after about an hour because they started sweating. They weren't falling out.
Right.
They were in there secure, but I could hear my trainer whine a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And whenever I pushed them in, the whine went away. It just
sealed right back up.
Yeah. So maybe the large would be better for that. The small is definitely the most comfortable. Okay. But when I did that test, I was like, is this a gimmick? I was like, is this really doing it? Because every video I've ever watched, everybody's like, the mediums work for me. The mediums worked for you. And the mediums worked for me. And it's like, what? Is this thing really working? So I took the little nubbin off and just put the headphone in my ear.
And?
What do you think happened?
I think that it didn't seal up properly and you didn't get a good result.
You are correct.
Yep.
So it actually does work.
Yeah.
But
the tips are for your comfort.
Yeah. Don't just, and I think you're going to need different tips for different occasions, and you're going to have to find the one that works for the majority of your situations.
Sure.
Like the mediums are more comfortable than the large to me, but I don't think that I could wear the large long term, but I would get a better seal.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's a thought. What if like you said, after an hour you had to push them in because they kind of slid out a little bit. You would think that going for a run, they would work themselves out quicker because of all the jostling. Maybe not, right? Because there's no wires.
Yeah.
But let's just go with that as our premise. Because the tip is bigger, it might actually force itself out quicker.
That's true.
So the smaller ones might seat down in there further and actually stick and stay.
Good thinking.
I don't know.
Good thinking, Chad. This is why we have this podcast.
Thought experiments.
I need to try it. On my next long adventure, I need to try the smalls.
Yeah.
To see how that works.
Yeah.
Because they were more comfortable. Because obviously they're not pushing on your ear as much.
Well, sure.
But the big benefit that you pointed out, I think, last time we talked about this, was that there's not a, pole that these slide on.
Yeah.
So the squishing is literally
true
infinite. Yeah. You can go all the way to the squishy point.
Yeah.
Or to where they're touching. And so that might be the case. I need to try the smalls to see.
Yeah.
If
you need to try them all.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Pokemon.
Yeah.
Catch them all.
But to finish up my review that I've had since I had them over the weekend, I love them. I really, really like them. I like the lower profile of the stems.
Yeah.
They don't go past your earlobes.
Right.
Which is different.
Yeah.
So they're a little bit smaller. The only thing I wish I could do was tap on them.
I think that's only because you're so used to it. You'll get used to the squeeze.
I'll get used to it, but you have to be very specific where you squeeze it. Now, here's the problem that I did run into that I'm hoping that Apple comes out with a solution for this because I can't be the only one that has this problem. You've got noise cancellation on. You squeeze once to pause it.
Uh-huh.
You still can't hear the person out by you that came up to you.
Unless you do the
transparency.
thing.
Unless you do transparency, then you got to hold and squeeze. So it's easier and quicker just to take the whole AirPod out. Where before I could just go tap tap, and then I could hear the person just fine. So I'm hoping that they come out with when paused, enter transparency mode. That would be a good setting.
One that you could toggle on and off.
Yeah, you could
settings.
You could say, hey,
okay.
if paused, do you want to go transparency mode?
I'd be good with that because I could see where just like, okay, I'm tired of listening to music, but I'm still on the subway and I still don't want to hear this dude next to me.
Yes,
like keep that on. On this same topic of options, I noticed recently, and I don't know if it was like this always, or if it's just something that they added in recently, but Apple Podcasts, you can say, like when you're listening through your car, your forward and back button, you can choose whether that's go to the next episode or go ahead 30 seconds.
Oh, okay.
And
what do you have yours set to?
I just changed it to go ahead 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Because, like, go ahead or go back. Because a lot of times, especially in the car, something loud will happen. And I'll be like, shoot, what'd they just say?
Right.
Or they say something really interesting, and I'm like, crap, I wasn't paying attention. What was the lead-in to this?
Go back.
And my only option to this point has been get my phone out of my pocket and, hit back 15 seconds.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, now I can just hit the buttons on my car. So if you didn't know that was out there, it is.
It's a good
And
feature.
You can choose 15 or 30 seconds in the settings.
That's for going back, right? Because I think on going forward, you can do up to 60 seconds.
Yeah.
That's how I have mine. So I have mine 30 seconds back, 60 seconds forward.
I have mine 30 and 30.
I shouldn't say this, but I have it that way so I can skip commercials.
That makes sense. I have mine at 30 so that I can skip commercials.
I listened to one podcast that has 7 minutes of commercials.
7 minutes?
7 minutes of commercials at the beginning of their podcast every time. And
so everyone just skips those 7 minutes?
I skip all 7 minutes. There's times where I'm just like, I'm not really listening to what's going on in a commercial. They talk about a product. They do all their commercials up front. And I'm like, oh, okay, I should have listened to this commercial earlier. But yeah. So I really like the AirPods Pro.
Yeah.
Definitely would recommend them. If you're going to buy AirPods 2 with a Qi charging case, consider AirPods Pro. If you buy AirPods Pro and you don't like them, you can buy AirPods 2. Either way you go, you're going to get an awesome set of headphones.
I really like my AirPods 2.
Yeah. They're amazing. I
have AirPods Pro. So.
I had my first gen AirPods for almost 3 years and loved them.
Your Pro case is Qi chargeable too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's something
I figured
new for
it
me.
was.
Yeah.
But I didn't know. So did you get a second puck? Because I have 2 Qi chargers at my desk.
No, because I'll just use the cable.
What a pathetic loser.
I know, I'm a loser. I'm a loser. No, I've got a cable and I've got a puck at my desk and my phone stays on the puck.
Yeah.
And I thought about that this morning as I was sitting at my desk for the first time. I'm like, what am I doing? Do I really want to plug this in? Because Chad's going to come over here and be like, what are you doing?
You
those Qi charge, dummy.
Dummy.
But no, I just plugged it in this morning. Now I'll probably occasionally just set it on the puck. But the case barely needs charged anyways. Like I only charge my stuff at work, my headphones at work.
I had to charge my headphones over the weekend because it was a third day.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I did Qi charge mine because I wanted to test
While I was walking around getting ready, Monday morning, I plugged my AirPods in.
Yeah.
And then remembered to grab them on the way out the door. Thank God.
Yeah. Life without AirPods. Talk about a loser. Yeah.
Right?
So, wow, we are almost 36 minutes in, and we've got a couple other topics to talk about.
Yeah. So today is November 12th, which means that Disney Plus dropped. What do you think?
What do I think of it?
Yeah.
Oh, the app is amazing.
Is it?
It is.
You got to use it?
I have already watched shows, Chad.
Well, okay, so the last thing I knew was that the thing was down.
You know how crazy I am with binging shows.
Yeah.
I have already watched the first episode of Mandalorian, and I've already watched the
That's an episodic
Yes.
show? I thought it was a movie.
No, I wasn't sure either. And
I never saw anything to indicate either way.
Yeah, it's
but I assumed movie.
Yes, I have heard every Friday they're going to come out with a new episode. So this week we'll have 2 episodes. Episode 1, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but it was really good.
Episode 1 of The Mandalorian.
Yes.
Not episode 1, Phantom Menace.
God, it's so confusing. Yes. So episode 1 of The Mandalorian is really good. I thought it had some pretty good humor.
Yeah.
It had some pretty good action.
Yeah.
And it's a character that's not somebody that you see in, like, I don't know.
It's not prominently featured in the rest of the Star Wars.
Right, like it's not Luke Skywalker.
Universe, right. And it's not Han Solo.
And it's not Darth Vader who, okay, you know what? Shoot me if you, no, don't shoot me. Hate me if you think I'm wrong on this, but Darth Vader is kind of a cheesy bad guy. He's kind of cheesy.
All he really has is the squeezy, the choky thing.
Like, why is he? Like the helmet? No, bro. Come on, dude. The Mandalorian's helmet? Okay. That's it. That's what he's got. That's his liner. So
he's got good music, too.
Okay.
And James Earl Jones' voice is legit.
Yeah.
But outside of that...
He's cheesy looking.
He is. But it's also for the time, you know? Terminator was great when it came out. If you go back and watch that now,
not so good.
That animatronics at the end is pretty rough.
Pretty rough.
Pretty rough, bro.
Yeah. So
no, I'm with you. We've got a lot of people at work that are like, "Oh, the dark side forever," blah.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand. That's the only show that people are like, "Yeah, the bad dudes, of course."
Well, what's weird is the bad dudes are like regular society.
Right.
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 Like, I didn't put that together until, like, people who are like, oh, dark side forever. I'm like, so basically, like, the dark side is, like, the government and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then
the
rebels are actually the rebels.
Are the good people.
Yeah, they're the ones.
Right.
They're the ones causing all the chaos for the regular people. And the regular people are like, why don't you guys quit? Just stop it.
Right.
And then the rebels are like, no, down with the government.
Yeah.
I did not put all that together until like the last couple of years. That's how big of a Star Wars fan I am.
That's fair. Last couple of years.
But then I also watched the Jeff Goldblum thing that he's on. Something about Jeff Goldblum in the world.
Mm.
And the first episode is about sneakers.
Yeah.
So I guess he just goes around like the world and like looks at all these interesting things. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't as good as The Mandalorian. But it's amazing. There's so much to pick from. And I love the app layout. The app layout, it works really well. The service was down for me for a little bit, and it's having some spotty issues here and there throughout the morning. Talked to 2 other coworkers that we've got, and each one had a little bit of an issue here and there. But all in all, with the amount of people that are probably actually utilizing this service right now, the fact that they're actually... You know, it's usable, and it's getting better as, like, the morning has gone on. Like, I'm getting less of those, like, little screens where it's like, error.
So the only chuckle that I got out of that when you posted it this morning is we actually, in one of our episodes, I don't know which one, but I read a thing from Disney execs that said, oh, yeah, no, we're definitely going to be fine opening day, and we're definitely not going to have any problems, and we're definitely going to be up 100% of the time.
Yeah.
And no.
Yeah.
That's not what happened.
Yeah. And, you know,
but it's also Disney.
At least they had a really cool like air screen. It had Wreck-It Ralph on it.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Especially since, they have, Wreck-It Ralph destroys the internet. Like, right. It's cute that their air screen is Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
Good on whoever had the foresight to go, just in case we have problems.
Right.
Can I make a thing?
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely need a fallback error page, and it's a good one.
And it is a good one.
It's almost as good as the Amazon Black Friday Prime Day sales whenever they have the dogs, the animals. Have you seen that?
Mm-mm.
If you get an error, like whenever their site's down, they'll have like dogs, and apparently they're dogs that are actually like in the office all the time. Yeah, so it's kind of funny. But I really like it. So far, so good. Got one of my daughters set up her profile this morning. The other one hasn't done that yet, but that doesn't surprise me. Kate is more of like a YouTube type person.
Yeah.
And Lexi will watch shows on there. Kate will eventually, but Kate doesn't watch much Netflix. Lexi is starting to watch more like Netflix style stuff.
Yeah.
So, but that's Disney Plus. So cool. Are you gonna subscribe? Are you gonna do the 7-day trial?
I'm gonna do something.
Yeah.
My wife texted me this morning and asked, "Hey, did you ever get us signed up for this?" And I said no. And they're home on a snow day, so maybe I'll do that when I get back to my desk.
Yeah.
So they have the afternoon.
It was super easy to sign up.
Yeah.
Like it was like nothing.
Nice.
And you can use PayPal, which is cool.
I don't have PayPal.
Yeah, I know.
I have a technology podcast.
You don't have to have PayPal for that. So that, along with Apple TV, I've been using Apple TV a lot.
Apple TV Plus.
Apple TV Plus, the service.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry. God damn you, Apple.
Right.
It's a pain in the ass sometimes. So I really, really enjoy it. I like the shows that are on there. They're entertaining to me. I'm enjoying, but it's very hard for me to get used to the weekly release instead of the everything's out. But thank God they did that because there's really only like nine different shows you can watch on Apple TV. And so they're releasing all the episodes every week. They release a new one.
Okay.
For whatever the show is. So, like Dickinson had 8 episodes and then they just came out with 2.
Oh.
But the big ones like C and The Morning Show and For All Mankind only had 3 when they released. So they're releasing 1 at a time.
Okay.
And so that's kind of cool. But I did discover something thanks to the 9 to 5 Mac podcast. I did not know that this was an option, and Apple didn't announce this by any means. Surprise.
They did what they do?
Yeah, they went silent. So you pay $4.99 a month if you didn't buy a device that gets it for you for free for the year. But if you go into the subscription settings, you can actually look to see it'll show monthly $4.99, or you can sign up for a whole year for $49.99. So basically you get 2 months free. Yeah. So I went ahead and switched it. So this next month in December, whenever it renews,
you'll pay the whole amount.
It'll pay for a whole year. And then I won't have to worry about it again until next year.
Nice.
So I was actually happy about that. So if you did sign up for Apple TV Plus service and you are paying $4.99 a month, you might look into the $49.99 for a year. And Disney Plus offers that too. It's $6.99 or $69.99 for a year.
Yeah.
So a little bit of savings there if you're willing to shell out the money for an entire year. I wanted to wait. I wouldn't have signed up for the $50 one on Apple TV Plus until I actually watched it. So it was worth paying $5 for 1 month and saying, okay, I do like 4 shows on here out of the 9 that are on there.
Right.
So it's worth the money for me to watch these shows.
What are you going to do in 4 months when all the shows are done?
There'll be new shows every month. Oh. So there's going to be new series every month.
Okay.
That will pop out.
Okay.
The next one, I'm not interested in. It's a creepy one. I don't like creepy. It's about some mom and dad who have something go wrong during a childbirth, and they got this like fake baby to like cope with their experience, and the mom won't let go of that, and then brings in some babysitter who is like creepy as hell, and she's like going along with it. It's very dark and creepy, like horror movie.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's not up my alley, but if you're into scary stuff, you might like it. But who knows what they're going to come out with next. I haven't seen any releases of any other type of shows, but every month they're supposed to come out with a new one.
Okay.
Yep. That's all I got.
Cool.
Want to do Crazy Tech?
Let's do it.
All right.
This one's short today.
Okay.
Can you tell me how to get to Patreon, please?
Oh my God, dude. You do have young kids, don't you?
Yeah.
Mr. Rogers and now Patreon Street.
Yeah, Patreon Street.
Yes, I can. It's Patreon, and then look for LunchTimeTechTalk.
Yeah, patreon.com/LunchTimeTechTalk.
Yes. So, you got Crazy Tech?
Yeah. I sent you a screenshot of this. Yeah, Sunday. I had a Siri suggestion pop up.
Oh, yeah, that was...
It was like, hey, we see that you have your bedtime alarm set for Monday through Friday, and Monday is Veterans Day. Would you like to change your alarm? And in this particular instance, I did not, because I still needed to get up and go do something Monday morning. But I was like, that's pretty cool.
That is really cool. So
I've never seen that on a holiday before, so that must be a new thing.
And it must be the bedtime app, because I did not get asked.
Yes, it was specifically like the Siri suggestion had the bedtime app like name in it too.
Yeah. So I use regular alarms, and when you sent that to me, I was like, am I going to get this? And that's interesting. Like, why didn't they integrate it to regular alarms?
I don't know, because they want you to use their bedtime app.
I guess. But it would be cool if it was both. I thought it was a really cool suggestion. Because there's times that I have gone to bed and I know that I don't have I have the next day off.
Right.
And I forget, and I don't turn my alarm off, and 6 a.m. shows up, and it's like, get up. And I'm like,
dang it.
Man.
I don't want to get up.
Once I wake up that early, it's hard for me to go back to sleep.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Want me to do mine?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't really have much for this, but there have been some pretty decent leaks, I guess, of a meeting inside Apple talking about essentially what they're considering potentially to be the next big iPhone replacement.
Okay.
I don't believe it.
Okay.
Because...
Like from another company?
No, from them.
Oh, okay.
So, and they're talking about the 2022 date range for the release of this. And a lot of people are speculating that this is going to be the AR glasses that they've been talking about.
Mm.
So, I don't know if AR glasses are going to be the next big thing. Just because it's such a... It literally changes the look of an individual.
Right.
And can you imagine everybody walking around it's one thing for a watch, right? Everybody's got the same watch on. If everybody's got the same watch, it's not a big deal. But if it's on your face and everybody's got the same pair of glasses.
Yeah.
Is that going to be weird? Like if that happens.
Only at first.
Can you imagine 40 years from now, everybody just kind of looks the same?
Well, I don't mean for this to be stereotypical or anything, but a lot of times if you see news coverage of something going on over in the Asian countries, they all have face masks on.
Oh yeah.
Like if you saw,
you see the bird flu epidemic and stuff.
But like if you saw a handful of people walking around Springfield, Missouri with face masks on, you'd be like, what's that weirdo doing?
Like what is going on?
But when literally everyone is wearing them, it's like,
right.
That's what you do. So at first, when 12 of your coworkers have glasses and they're all the same, you're like, these people. But then when you get saturation, it's not so weird.
Yeah.
I thought that the Apple Watches were really weird at first because they were square.
Yeah.
And they were big.
Yeah.
And they're just computers on your wrist, and there's a bunch of little dots everywhere because back then people didn't typically have a watch face up. They had their complications up.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Why? And now they're just, that's what
That's normal.
Yeah.
It's the normal.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. Only thing I think will be fun with them is I won't ever have to worry about forgetting someone's name.
Because when they walk up, facial recognition will hit, and then it'll be like, Mike.
Or it'll just be the fact that they've got their device in their pocket, and Apple communicates with everybody's device around them. Like, oh, hey, that's Tim the Toolman Taylor. There's Bob Vila. So, I don't know. I'll be interested to see how these things come out, just because Apple usually has some type of a spin on stuff, and Apple has some type of magic that gets people to really want their technology. So it could be cool. It could be, or it could not be these glasses. Maybe it's something else that they've come up with that is even cooler.
We looked at the Amazon glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Those looked pretty stylish.
They did.
They didn't look bad.
Yeah, they did a good job.
The Google Glass, I haven't seen any recent iterations, if they've even made any recent iterations, but I remember when they first kind of were rumored or whatever, they looked big and obscene.
Mm-hmm.
But the technology, we talked about it with AirPods, the technology's getting so small. And
if you think about it, they put all that technology in a little tiny AirPod. If you have a whole stem for glasses,
where you can spread it out and make it thin, it's totally doable.
I think the AR part is really cool, but just constantly wearing glasses when you really don't need them.
Yeah.
But maybe it will be you don't need them, but you don't need a phone either.
Right.
Now you can have all this stuff heads up on your screen.
Yeah. It's weird. But cool, but weird, but cool.
Yeah.
But weird.
So that was my crazy tech. We'll still have to wait till 2022 to see.
All right. Well, we're almost to 2020, so that's...
We're getting there. Slowly but surely.
They should release glasses in 2020, and the slogan should be, it's time for perfect vision.
Ooh!
God, I'm just dropping dimes over here.
Good.
You're welcome, Apple.
Yeah. We want money for that.
Yeah.
And when I say we, that was captured on this podcast, so I'm claiming part of it.
There you go. There you go. It's our intellectual property.
There you go. All right, so I don't have anything else, do you?
Nope.
All right. You want to tell them where they can find us?
Yep. You can find us on the internet at LunchTimeTechTalk.com. You can find us on Apple Podcasts at LunchTimeTechTalk. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Lunchtime Tech Talk. You can find us on Twitter at LunchTimeTechT1. Just like Mike, our Twitter is different than everything else.
Yep.
You can find me in places at MSUMac. That's MSUMACC. Mike, where are you at?
I'm at run_bike_Mike at Twitter, and everywhere else, RunBikeMike.
All right.
All right, and here's the bells.
Let the bells play us out. Thanks for sharing your lunch with us.
Bye.
Bye.